This tutorial is centered around not the visuals, but the audio part of cell phone recordings. So the title that I've given it is Tips on Audio Clips to Help Your Mix Engineer. Okay, and I would be the mix engineer. So I've seen a few good things and a few things that we can improve on. So use this as a checklist or tip list to help you as well. When it comes to the visual part of recordings, I do recommend another YouTube clip from a good friend of mine called Howard Fivey. He speaks about the visual part of taking good video clips. So if you want to find out anything about that, look at the description below, and you will see the link for that. So there are a few tips that we're going to speak about, and that deals with recording audio. So with that in mind, let's go to those hints and tricks right about now. Alright, so the first step or the first tip that I want to give all of you when it comes to make it easier for your audio engineer is the room that you pick to record in. Okay, so which is further subdivided into two things that you need to look for. The first thing is the size of the room, so how small the room is, and the amount of reflection. Okay, so let's take a look at the first, the room that I'm in at the moment, which is an example of sort of what you want to try and not have. Okay, so this is an example of a large room, which has a lot of space around it, which means I can move back and forward. But one of the things that you'll find is that because of the size of the room, it causes what we call a natural form of reverb. The second point that I want to speak about is reflection. Now, in science, back in the day, we learned that light reflects, absorbs, and refracts. But not only light, it's light that does that, but it is sound as well. Sound travels in straight lines just like light, and just like light, sound reflects off of surfaces that are flat and smooth surfaces and all of that. So if you take a look behind me, you'll see that there is a flat wall. Okay, in front of me, you will see that there's another flat wall. So what is happening is that when and let's even speak about the floor. Okay, so the floor is flat as well. Now, the issue behind this is that when I'm speaking, okay, some of the sound is going into the receiver over here. But not only that, sound is moving past the receiver and reflecting off the wall, coming back to the receiver as well, which gives it more of an echo type of delay thing, which is not very conducive and something that like a mix engineer or somebody that's trying to mix audio doesn't want. Okay, and then at the back is, so when it reflects, goes off the wall, it tends to hit this wall as well. Now, not only that, it can also deflect down on the floor, up on the roof over here. Luckily, if there was a ceiling, it would basically be even worse. So the thing is that mix engineers want to put reverb in their audio mixes. However, it's a controlled reverb. So the thing that we're trying to do is try and make the sound as flat as possible. And when we say flat, it means that it's void of any echoes, any distortion, any kind of effects as well. And this not only goes for vocals, it also goes for any kind of amplification. Like I know with electric guitarists, with that, that's an exception because you want distortion in that and delay and all of that, which is understandable. However, if you record in a room like this and sound is reflecting off, you get unnecessary echo and unnecessary reverb. So this is just one of the ideas of a room that you don't want to be in. And like I said, the two subtopics for this tip, the size of the room is the size of the room and the reflectiveness of the room. So what you need to try and find is a room that is a little bit small, okay, and one that can absorb sound, which we're going to go to such a room right now. All right, we're back. So this is where I'm sitting at in the moment is an example of sort of an ideal room that you can try recording in. The first thing that, as we spoke about earlier, is the size of the room. So you can see. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea that the room that I'm in is my personal recording station. So it's basically a very small room, and if we take a look around, you'll see that it's not really the mess that you should be focusing on. It is the fact that sort of right behind me and all around there are items that absorb the sound that's coming out. Remember, we spoke earlier about reflection. Okay, so reflection and absorption. I have a carpet floor. Okay, so, and you can see that I have this over here. So it's a little bit easier to get all the reflections and echoes out of my voice for this one to sort out the audio. So tips or ideas that you can give you just in case you tell me, okay, well, Jacques, I don't have my house is totally made of tiles, so there'll be a lot of reflection over here, and I have cupboards in front of me and behind me. What do I do? So the first tip that I can say is take maybe an old blanket, okay, and put it on the floor, okay, and you can stand over there, and what will happen is that blanket will absorb some of the excess sound that gets reflected back onto the cell phone mic over here. All right. With regards to curtains, you can also hold up blankets as well. There are many ways. Some people that I've spoken to even say that the wardrobes, the closets that you have, if it's not in your in the visual, then what you can do is you can open up those cupboards and obviously there'll be stuff inside the cupboards like clothing, and because it's not in your visual, then no one's going to see it. So if you open it up, that automatically acts as an absorption as well. So there are a few hints and there are a few tricks behind this. So the biggest tips when it comes to the room that you're recording in is the size of the room and the amount of reflection and absorption that you can that will be parts of it. So on to our next tip. Okay, the second tip that I want to give you is the quietness of the room. Okay, one of the things that the audio mixer like myself has to take into account is the amount of background noise that you have. Now, if I'm singing like la 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 la, and you have background noise coming in like dogs barking or like the TV, it makes it more difficult for the mixer to try and EQ it in such a way that other people don't hear that there's distraction. So one of the things that'll make it a lot easier is to make sure that you're in a room that's quiet and has no other distraction. The only thing that the audio mixer needs to hear is the vocal part or the instrument part. I know it can be a tough thing to try and find, but we can. There's always a plan. There's always something that you can work with. But you can see even from me speaking or trying to speak over the TV over here, you can see that it can be quite distracting. So you can understand why, as me as the audio part of the goings on, I need to work around it. So it makes it easier if I don't hear any of these audios. So tip number 2 is to take into account the quietness of the room. Okay, and now we're going on to our third tip number 3.
Floor is going to be the number 1 priority.
Okay, so for the third tip that I want to give all of you guys, I thought it would be a good idea to come outside and speak about it like that, with very little reflection and a lot of absorption, so sound can just go out, so it'll be a little bit softer. For this tip, we need to speak about synchronizing our audios, which will make it easier for the audio mix engineer to align all of them up. Now, the easiest way to do that is we need to use a hand clap. Now, for the syncing of the hand clap, and just to give you an idea, I've brought in a very special friend of mine. His name is Steve. Say hi, Steve. Dude. Cool character, isn't he? Yeah. All right. So the thing that we're going to try and do now is we need to sync the audio in. And the easiest way to do that, as I said, is by doing the clap. So when you're listening to the audio and playing along with it, there'll be a little bit of a time before that you can add a clap in. And how that will work is you can do it many ways. You can count in like this, 3, 2, 1, and then you do the clap. Now, as I said, Stevie over here he's going to help me with that, and we're going to try and align our claps a little for you guys. So 3, 2, 1. You need to count with me. Okay, it's not going to work if you don't count. Dude. Fine. Okay. So we're going to count together now. Alright? 3, 2, 1. Now what will happen is that with that, the audio engineer, like myself, will be able to align it up a little bit easier. So it will make everything super sweet. Don't you agree? Yeah. Oh, you don't agree? No. Well, that's too bad for you. Alright, and then the fourth tip and final tip that's very important is you're probably asking yourself, if you want to record something, but you want to record the vocals and the musical instruments, what do you do? Do you play them simultaneously? And the answer to that is no. Because remember, we try to take both tracks and we try to EQ it now, or equalize it and compress it and do all the weird and wonderful things that musicians like to do. Isn't that right, Steve? Dude! At least we agree on something. Yeah. Right, so what you need to do is you need to record it separately from each other. That means that you do the vocals first, and then you do it the second time with your instruments if you want to do it as an instrument. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, stop. I think let's save everybody's ears by that singing performance that you just gave. Very nice, Steve. Alright, so from me and Steve, this is where we're going to end it for our tutorial. So those are the 3 or 4 steps that you need to take into account when it basically comes to the recording audio part. So with that being said, catch you on the flip side.